Say to Canadians now who are having maybe a hard time understanding why the truckers and the people who support them are so, are so committed to this position? What do you want to say to the truckers themselves?
Just keep your heads, gents. Don't take the bait. Don't take the bait. Know what you're doing. Producing a community there, cleaning up the streets, trying to care for the homeless, keeping a playful spirit about this, that's crucial. To do it with a sense of play, that's a sign of mastery. It's a very difficult thing to obtain. And don't let your frustration translate itself into violence. Be careful, be careful, be careful. Keep your heads, gents. Don't take the bait. Don't take the bait. Log resting on what you do.
Right.
What you do.
Right.
Every single one of you. Eyes open, like ethical stance forward. Caution, bravery, truth, care. So far, truckers have exemplified the fundamental Canadian, what would you call it, ethic of decency. And ethos. That's not nothing. Yeah, there's an ethos, the ethos of decency. And we're in times where sudden events can produce catastrophic consequences. And so keep your heads. If you're on the side of the right and the good and the true, it will prevail. It will prevail. It will prevail if you can tolerate the intermediary heat. So don't explode prematurely and keep aiming up. Just keep your heads, gents. Don't take the bait. Don't take the bait. Just keep your heads, gents. Don't take the bait. Don't take the bait. Caution, bravery, truth, care. Caution, bravery, truth, care. Keeping a playful spirit about this. Keeping a playful spirit about this. Don't take the bait. So grandmas, calm down, calm down. So grandmas, calm down, calm down. Clear heads will prevail. Clear heads will prevail. If you're on the side of the right and the good and the true, it will prevail if you can tolerate the intermediary heat. You can also tell them to be reassuring. and to say, because this is what the politicians should be saying, it's like, look, to all of you who are afraid, there is plenty to be afraid of all the time. But we got this. We got this. We can do it. We don't have to let things deteriorate. We don't have to deteriorate into violence and sectarian squabbling. We don't have to burn down the institutions. Right? We got this. Just keep your heads, gents. Don't take the bait. Don't take the bait. Just keep your heads, gents. Don't take the bait. Don't take the bait. Eyes open. Eyes open. Ethical stance forward. Caution, bravery, truth, care. If you're on the side of the right and the good and the true, it will prevail. It will prevail. It will prevail. It will prevail. If you're on the side of the right and the good and the true, it will prevail. It will prevail. It will prevail. It will prevail.
Oh, welcome. I hope you're feeling virtually not alone. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I don't know if anybody's even listening right now. Like these voices in the background. Makes them feel virtually not alone. Your host, General Griswold Gaius, member of the First Law Regression Protocol and a member of the Fraternal Regiment embodying narcissistic sociopathy. On behalf of the Sacred Order of Foolish Transparency, I say hello! As with the film, we have some all-stars in the hive mind today. Hive mind today. Hive mind today. Hive mind today. Hive mind today.
That masterpiece from earlier was from the Chris Show. You guys remember the Chris Show? 2 years ago he did that. Keep Your Head, Gents by Jordan Peterson. That's what it looks like if you land on this page right. That's what it looks like. That internet is a monster. Is beats. No +3 for the bubble, but if you can and do Goose the Hive Mind chat, you get a +3 to today's savings throw. What you got on my that's my sins. It's a a distance from the moon in beads, and it reminds me of my sins. Thanks for asking intimate questions.
So say we all. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Ho, ho, ho.
Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal. So say we all.
All right, welcome there to the off-brand Kastrup, ridiculous brand Peterson PVK Kastrup stream. See, what happened was there was a bunch of synchronicities last night that pulled me out of being King Kamehameha in Civilization 5 in order to make a live stream. I set it up for last night to do it and then realized it contained content from Pastor Paul's top secret membership paywall. And then this morning I decided it's just a little bit. He'll be fine. So it didn't happen last night. It's happening tonight. The off-brand Kastrup stream about the Brand Peterson commentary done by homeroom professor Pastor Pan. Yep.
Remember, Embody. There is no agency. We want what's best.
Oh, and since I see that Agent Baxter is in the hive, man, Agent Baxter, where is the hog farm layout? We need what equipment goes into the Baxter setup and for the podcasting room? that so that we can put it in the hog farm and agents can requisition it. Hurry up, hurry up. Yes, me talking to that fella drops tomorrow. He made it religious, like on a Sunday. Like on a Sunday. Before you go, you might know you get here a savings throw. That's where you get to choose between survival, social, wisdom, or heart as the basis for your resistance to the mind control that you're experiencing constantly and particularly here on this show. Even if you're just counting commercials, you're swimming in mind control. So here's for you a savings throw: survival, social, wisdom, or heart. Choose. Survivalist with a 16. Socialist. Aw, nat 1 for you. No bonuses apply. Lovers of wisdom. That's a 9. 9 for you. Baker's Coven for the hard folks. That's a 13. And Indigo Kids. The number of transformation. The number of transformation. And,
Remember, there is no agency. We want what's best.
And on today's card we have this and that, and this is intent, causality, synchronicity, and actuality. See, I think actuality isn't getting enough play in this whole literally, really, physically, blah 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 wordy discussion, argument, muddiness. Actuality, and like in actuality, like the die could have landed on any of those 20 numbers, but in actuality, it landed on whatever it did. Baker's Coven for the heart folks, and so I don't know, promoting actuality in the intent, causality, synchronicity, actuality. Somebody put it on the card there. What's on the back of the card? How? Oh, wait, more. Some people are just getting. All right. And so on this card, I have the other things, and then we'll get to the exciting off-brand Kastrup. Part of the stream in this ridiculous brand Peterson PVK Kastrup stream. For the date's wrong. I gotta fix that in the title. It's got still last night. Hi, Embody. I hope you're feeling virtually not alone on this Saturn Day. Blue Church card of the show. The 9 of clubs. Back in the clubs club. Here on this here card, it says first and foremost, how to dog. I've been inspired to keep kayfabe due to the success of our last goal, keeping kayfabe. Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal. And now that I am keeping kayfabe, it's how do you do it? Like I just sit on the computer all day, and it seems like a pretty sorry life there for a compatriot dog. I do take him on an evening walk, so at least there's that, and he's got the whole backyard. But how the dog, and can we hire someone? And then there's more stuff on this card, and we'll get to the fun part of the show. Fun part.
Slime! What? It's a river of slime!
We all know that there is no agency. Any living gent can see doing what is right for me. Is lifting up my bro so he can grow some eyes to see that doing what is right for me increases all our agency.
All right, and next up on the card, Yosef and Dark Arts. Yosef Dark Arts. That's because on Friday's Pastor Paul live stream, Yosef was in there talking about proper. We could do better on some things, and on those things, basically, it amounts to, hey Yosef, do you want to teach people how to Talmud? I think is the right way to say it, because that could be we need more instructors in our imaginary institution and room of requirement, yada yada. Okay, and then
I'm not a cat.
last thing on the bottom of the card, it says Raj, Nachama, and Teo. And I think we need to do an intentional show with those three. Get those three together for the show. Where the f is Raj anyway? And just do like something special. Something like I think where they're our mod squad. If we just lean into it. If we just lean into it. All right, couple more things as we get into this Kastrup and PVK, VVK, and Peterson, off-brand. It occurred to me that this episode is going to be full of sorts of what do you call it? Documentary trivia. And it occurred to me the other day that if he's having so much trouble with it, that Justin fella should just make a documentary on me. And but Seven of Hearts is the casino card for the show. And Bernardo off-brand Kastrup stream. Here we go.
A man is defined by his action, not his memory.
Remember, embody.
Now open your mind to me.
There is no agency.
Open your mind. Open your mind.
Yeah, Neil, there's a spot for you in the Mod Squad thing too. And CW Weeks can play as I don't know, like the Charlie of the Charlie's Angels of them or something. It's in my head somewhere. I haven't really thought about it. Now on with the stream, the off-brand Kastrup stream. You have clips prepared and stuff. Yeah. Well, see, this first one is the first ever encounter you had with this Bernardo Kastrup fellow, because you had this pretty bad Vervaeke crush at the time, and that being me. And it was over on the Theories of Everything channel with Toronto Kurt. And here's a bit of that guy. Bernardo Kastrup, in case you're not familiar, is the fella there at the bottom. Reportedly, he worked at CERN. I told you this would be full of trivia. This particular episode here, this, what do you call it? Bernardo Kastrup, Delta, John Vervaeke on meta consciousness. It's a 4-hour masterpiece. The last timestamp is at 3 hours, 39 minutes, and 31 seconds. And the most fascinating part, my friends, by the fraternal regiment embodying narcissistic sociopathy, is that trivia-wise, these are the one and only timestamps I made that Kurt Mongol used on his channel. I was on his Discord playing around back in those days. Look at these titles. Look at Solving the Meaning Crisis, Dissociated Folded Experiential Reflection. That sounds like a good one.
Well, what, in a non-question begging manner, what makes it one thing?
It's experience. Wanted to talk to you all about.
Talk about a misclick. I was supposed to be the full screen. Now you can't do the timestamp because oh boy. Maybe you were supposed to play real field harmonics.
But I take it that the patterns in the field are also real, because that's precisely what allows you to explain the differences.
Yeah, that would be the postulate. Of course, John, as far as philosophy of science is concerned, I am an anti-realist. I think theoretical entities are useful fictions, and I don't think they need to be anything more than useful fictions. In other words, nature behaves as though there were quantum fields, and that's all we need to know. We do not need to know whether the quantum fields are actually and literally real, so long as they allow us to build a model that is predictively accurate, that predicts nature.
So that fellow, that's Kastrup. The guy on the top right, that's Toronto Kurt from Theories of Everything. Toronto Kurt with the big toe, who I first became aware of in his interview with Tammy Peterson. And I recall very much that I didn't like the way he talked to her.
And I had calmed it down some in this meditation. It seemed that way. So the night before my surgery, I thought, let's do that again. So I got Jordan to sit at my feet and move his hands like this up the insides of my feet, which in reflexology is your spine, your birth canal. And so it was very...
So he was touching it?
Yeah, very rhythmically. Up one side, up my feet, and then down my feet.
Hey, whoa, that's intimate. What was the part?
It's good to see you.
Thank you. It's very bright in this office. This is the first time I've sat in here.
Yeah, it's different.
There, that was anhistoric. So I wanted to throw that in too. Welcome to the off-brand Kastrup, ridiculous brand Peterson Kastrup stream. That was when I first became aware of Toronto Kurt's existence. As you saw later, did time strips for his Kastrup interview. So now you know who those people are. And now a commercial-ish.
Who am I? He served podcast with my daughter, Michaela Peterson, twice. I think that's an admirable moral principle.
What you are saying, to be the opposite of Kathy Newman in this context, is accurate in that a lot of powerful people are there through inertia, are there through nepotism, are there through corporate memes because they play the game.
There is this elite contempt. And to some degree, it was associated with the political class. But on further analysis, it's not the political class. Right. It's the chattering literati, the chattering educated literati. And I actually happen to think that that's the case. That
are we taking this agitprop at face value instead of mocking it, clowning it, and basically rendering the tool impotent? These are not kind, caring people who care about your grandma in your neighborhood. These are power-hungry sociopaths who will smile at your face and do whatever they need to when the lights are off.
I suppose.
Any of these calls of unity, in my view, are always sleight of hand to marginalize or oppress a certain population.
There isn't anything more powerful to fight that than spoken truth.
I agree.
Because that's quite a radical statement, I would say. But I think it does speak to this T-shirt that I mentioned earlier.
Hail Hydra!
Yeah. If you disagree with me, there is some possibility that you know something I don't. And if you disagree, I could learn something from you. Can we create a narrative and string along legacy media types? Does this new technological platform have enough power to bend and twist what has been the standard means of delivering the cultural narrative for decades.
Organized goal-seeking minority is going to be able to punch very much above its weight in terms of getting the achievements it wants.
It only works well when the actual orientation is love. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more.
And humor.
Well,
because
humor,
they're using,
it's very rare. Go ahead, talk about humor.
Because I do think you're a bad actor. I think it's the mindset, and I don't think that mindset's at all rational. That was that ethos brought to life.
There's a part of me that thinks, Jesus Christ, don't you have anything better to do? But there's also a part of me that thinks, well, wait a second, there's something really complicated going on here that has to do with the redistribution of power and also the acquisition of a voice by people who are individuals and not part of a corporate group, let's say, but who have access to tremendous technological power, and they're serving the function of jesters, and they're serving the function of comedians. And I think comedians in particular are the canaries in the coal mine for a free culture. As soon as the comedians are threatened, you know something's, as soon as the comedians are nervous, you know something's up. Because
Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra! Anonymous, decentralized, and evanescent.
Where by your performance, you're turning a third party by exploiting their weaknesses into an unwitting performer on their own.
You know, you need a bit of it, but you can't have too much of it.
The networks have to assume that everybody watching has no memory and no education and no attention span, because the bandwidth requirements demand that. And now that's all gone. That's not an insult, by the way.
Sure.
It was in some sense, you're documenting something that's so revolutionary that even the people using it don't know how revolutionary it is. So let me ask you about this. So now all of a sudden, the network, everyone's a TV station. Okay, so now...
Hail Hydra.
You have meddled with the primal forces of nature, Mr. Beale, and I won't have it!
Hey, everybody, welcome to the ridiculous brand Peterson PBK Kastrup stream, and now we're almost to the point. Farm deck card of the show is the 10 of diamonds. Thanks to the Shenandoah Valley. How is everyone out there in the hive mind tonight? Today. So what happened is Jordan Peterson and Russell Brand did a co-performance, and our good friend Pastor Paul Vanderklay was doing his analysis. And I thought I would do what I call adjunct professing on that analysis from the CIA. The 7 of Hearts is the card for the show. Here's the piece that I am going to play that I don't think Paul will mind I play. It's just a little bit, It's just a little bit.
How, like, between these two sets of books, and I don't know how arbitrary that taxonomy is, even, Jordan, obviously it must be an area of your expertise by now, having sort of watched the incredible content you've generated around it. Has there been a significant reversal of charge?
Hold up, wait a minute. That was the part, Grim, where you wanted to remind everybody that we're looking for a body language analyst. Let's slow it down. Take it back. Remember what he says.
Of your expertise, Jordan. Obviously, it must be an area of your expertise by now, having sort of watched the incredible content you've generated around it. What is there being?
There's like epic amounts of story being conveyed in the body language there, and I can see it, but I don't know what it means.
Has there been a significant reversal of charge? And what is that charge? How are we endowed with that charge now? At the point when you have Richard Dawkins saying, "I am culturally Christian," are people starting to recognize that there is that this is not just a remnant ideology, this is a living thing that has been discarded? I listened to that Bishop Barron who you had on your show the other day talking about ethereal.
And this bit here, it was like it would have been fascinating if Russell would have been out of character for his talk with Peterson. That would have been interesting. But instead, we get he's like a he's like it occurred to me he's like Beauregard Strawberry, but me, because narcissism.
Angels. And I thought, yes, the religion that I am interested in is not a precursor and a parallel to psychotherapy. It is a precursor and parallel to quantum physics, helping me to understand what do you mean.
And this is
Now, so what he said right there, plus what Paul says right here.
This is some powerful preaching on the part of Brand. And again, he is basically saying to Jordan, okay, you're looking for psychological patterns in the Bible. I want it at the base level of existence.
The reason that stuck out to me and pulled me out of my role as King Kamehameha, ruler of the whatever in Civilization 5, was that on my way to go get food for the house, rice and stuff, this played on my YouTube car. And it was, I don't know if it auto played or if I just clicked it because it was weird that Algo was feeding me Kastrup. And in the part I'm not going to play, there's this whole bit he does on synchronicity, which is where I started listening. And that's relevant because it was one. But here's how it relates to that I had heard this prior to hearing the Brand and the PVK talking about that. And yeah, you see the train?
Under idealism, nature is one mind. All processes in nature are mental. And why one mind? Because it solves all kinds of problems, avoids the combination problem, all kinds of technical things. So it's much easier and much more explanatorily powerful to say there is only one mind out there. Otherwise, we would have to explain how fundamentally distinct minds can interact with one another, how they can join and decombine. We avoid all that by saying there is one mind. Now, why do I seem to be separate from nature? Well, because mind can undergo a process we call dissociation. We know that from psychiatry. Human minds undergo dissociation. So if nature is a mind, it can undergo dissociation. And what is dissociation? It's inferential isolation in mental processes. Less technically, it's when one mind experiences itself as many, because subsets of that mind cannot access other subsets. This happens with people.
I'm out of time, but I'm out of my head.
Shake it up is all that we know. Using the bodies up as we go. I'm waking up to fantasies. The shades all around aren't the colors we used to see. Broken ice still melts in the sun, and times that are broken can often be won again. We're so alone, and so really matters to me. Take a look around. You're out of touch. I'm out of time. But I'm out of my head.
So that was a savings throw. But so recently in the corner, there's been talk of this Chomath person and integral theory, and that in combination with the Kastrup and the brand, and was also, it reminded me of this, which I don't know, people don't seem to like to talk about around anywhere. Okay, but they're bored with it. It's not your fault.
So integral spirituality is at the head of this big push. Wilbur asks the question and tries to answer it, how can everyone be right? And he tries to show that everybody is right. And he's produced a massive philosophy based on that. The universe is not winding down, it's winding up. And a new meta-narrative of deep religion with global consciousness will descend on a collective humanity.
Remember it. There is no agency. We walk past.
All right, let's see who got the bonuses to next stream saves. There's a +2, that's a +4, sorry. +4 for Ups, and Afriel and Clint and Mills. Ron and Tunji getting the +2 for not using an emoji but still saying it. Clint got there too. Mark with the +2. All right. Okay, so that was those things. The string of those things I present to you in that way. Meanwhile, there's over on the what you call it there, that Broken Clock Tower Discord. Some of the fellas have gathered into a room thread off in the tavern corner on defense against the dark arts. And so the curriculum is beginning to form, and I made the following submission for Defense Against the Dark Arts 101.
There are no Russians. There are no Arabs. There are no third worlds. There is no West. There is only one holistic system of systems. One vast and immane, interwoven, interacting, multivariate, multinational dominion of dollars. Petrodollars, electrodollars, multi-dollars, Reichmarks, rims, rubles, pounds, and shekels. It is the international system of currency which determines the totality of life on this planet.
So maybe Bitcoin's a bigger deal than you'd have thought. Raziel says, who is the Diogenes of our time? I cannot tell you that, but I can tell you the competition is fierce. Oh, and totally watch that Baxter piece tomorrow. Make sure that his interview with me gets more views than those other fellas, right?